So I'm Maureen. This is Vinyasa Flow 1-2. Let's get started. A little music playing. Thought we'd start in child's pose tonight. So, and widen your knees, any amount wider than the hips. Sit back toward the heels. Make it more comfortable if you need to place a blanket or something between the seat and the heels. And wherever you're choosing to have your arms, whether they're forward or back, let them feel very relaxed. So let the arms just feel like they're melting toward the floor. And let the chest feel like it's melting toward the floor as well. And then notice you're letting the shoulders hunch a little bit. See if you can make more space between the shoulder blades. Feel like each inhale lifts the back body and lengthens it a bit. And each exhale allows you to release a little further into that child's pose. And just take a few more breaths in child's pose. Just letting that breath move it in and out of the body until you find a steady stream of air to guide your practice. And then from this child's pose, lift your forehead, look between your hands. If your arms aren't stretched forward, go ahead and do that. And then see if you can walk your hands even further forward without lifting your seat up any higher. See if you can really lengthen through the arms. Then, if it feels good, come onto the finger pads as if you were kind of cupping the hands a bit. And then press the finger pads down, see if you can move your hips further toward the back of your mat. So you're really lengthening the arms and they're a little bit more active. And then very slowly start to lift the seat up. Go ahead and place the hands all the way down, flatten the palms. Make sure your hands are shoulder distance. And then let your knees draw in so that they're right underneath your hips, but keep your hands a little ahead of the shoulders. So wrists maybe about a handprint or so ahead of the shoulders. And then go ahead and tuck the toes, lift the knees up and come into our first down dog, pedaling the feet, moving that down dog around a bit, walking out the legs. And then still pedaling with the feet, but keep both knees generously bent. And then pull the hips further back. Press the hands a little more firmly. Take another inhale. And then slowly take those knees all the way down under the hips. And then walk the hands back so that the wrists are right into the shoulders. Uncurl the toes. Flatten the tops of the feet. Inhale, pull the heart forward to cow pose. Exhale, press the ground away to cat's breath. Round. Doing that with your breath a few times, cat and cow. Starting to warm up the back body and really feel the extremes of the movement, especially that cat's breath, so that you really arch the upper back and open between the shoulder blades. And then pause in a neutral spine. And then keep the feet flat where they are. Lift your knees just an inch away from the ground so that you feel the core engage a lot. Then keep the knees just hovering. Round your upper back to cat's breath. Suck the belly up away from the ground so you can really find that upper back arch. And then gently take the knees back down on an inhale. Pull the chest forward to cow pose. Do that again, slowly exhale, press to cat's breath, and then lift the knees just an inch. Try to really round the spine. And then take the knees down, inhale, chest forward, cow pose. One more time, exhale, very slow, return to the cat's breath with hovering knees. And then go ahead and take the knees down, inhale, come to a neutral spine. So the back is flat, extend the right leg straight back, flex the foot, extend through the heel, inhale, and then on an exhale, pull the knee into the chest, round the back, just like we did before. Try to lift the shin a little higher. Then inhale, stretch that leg back again. Exhale, pull it in round. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, stretch it back. Take the knee down as you exhale and switch sides. Lengthen through the left leg, flex the foot. Then on the exhale, bend the knee, pull it into the chest, and see if you can really lift, pull it away from the ground. Then stretch it back as you inhale, flex the foot. Exhale, round it, breathe it. Inhale, lengthen the heel back. Exhale once again, round, pull it in. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, lower the knee down. Okay, take a moment, walk the hands to the knees, come to kneeling for a moment, coming off the hands. Reach the hands behind, clasp the fingers. And then maybe get the arms a little straighter and brush the knuckles down the back body, or keep them a little bit bent. Lift the chest up, gazing straight forward, roll the shoulders back to the back of the room more. Lift the chest up a little higher, then maybe move the hands a little further away from the back body. Keep the gaze straight forward. Try to move the hands further away from you. And then unclasp, stretch the arms out, turn the palms up, inhale, look up as you reach to the ceiling, get a little taller. And then exhale, hands down to the heart. And then lean forward, return the hands to the mat. Right. Walking the hands forward a little further, curl the toes, lift the knees up and come into downward facing dog. Again, this time with the legs a little more still. And then go ahead and lift the heels, bend the knees, walk to the top of the mat or step, or hop. Once you're all the way to the front of the mat, inhale, place the hands to the shins and stretch halfway forward. Fold on the exhale, Uttanasana. Do that again. Inhale, Ardha, lengthen the spine, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, fold down again. One more time to Ardha, stretch even further forward. Exhale, folding down. Now inhale, arms out, press to stand. Reach all the way up. Exhale, take the hands to the heart. Let's do a side stretch. Inhale, arms open wide, reach up, grab the left wrist with the right hand. Stretch it straight up as you exhale, tip over to the right, draw the shoulders down the back. And then inhale, straight up through center, switch sides. Reach through the right fingertips and then exhale, tip to the left. Shoulders melt. And then inhale, back to center. Exhale, release the wrist, stretch the arms out, forward fold, come all the way back down. On an inhale, come up halfway with a flat back. On the exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, inhale, stretch the right leg all the way back to a three-legged dog. On the exhale, bend the knee, pull it forward, round the back. Then inhale, stretch the legs straight back to three-legged. Do that again. Exhale, hold and round. Inhale, stretch the leg back. One more time. Exhale, round, pull it through, look between the hands, step it up. Give it a little boost if it didn't make it all the way. Take the back knee down, uncurl the toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, and kneeling lunge. Okay, open the arms wide for a moment. And then see if you can open the chest a little further, lift it a little higher. Then bend the elbows, make a cactus shape. Draw them together and let your left elbow cross over your right. Eagle round. Always take shoulder hug. Everyone's watching at home. Getting the elbows a little higher, forearms further forward. And then unwind the arms again, stretch open, palms up, inhale once again, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, lean forward, take the hands down. Curl the back toes, lift the knee, step back to downward facing dog once again. Right foot goes back to meet the left, feet are hips distance. Then take an inhale, extend the left leg all the way back. On the exhale, pull it in, lift the shin high, round the upper back. Inhale, stretch it all the way back. Exhale, bring it in again, use the core to lift. Inhale, stretch the leg back. One more time, exhale, pull the knee high into the chest, then look forward, step it through. Get it where it needs to go, then take the back knee down. Uncurling the toes, inhale right up away from the top thigh. Raise the arms to the ceiling. Stretch the arms open wide for a moment. And then bend the elbows. Bring the forearms to come together in front of you. Let the right go over the left. And then find your variation. Lift the elbows higher. Present the forearms forward. Bend your front knee a little more. And then uncross the arms. Stretch them open. Palms up as you inhale once again onto the asana. Exhale, leaning forward, hands come down. Curl the back toes, lift the knee. Then from here, step back to plank pose. So slide the foot back to meet the right one so that you're in a full plank. And then take 3 breaths in plank. Knees can come down if you need to. Push the mat away, like you're trying to lift your chest up away from the ground and pull the sternum slightly forward as the shoulder blades press on the back. Then look forward, shift your gaze ahead. Lean past your wrists. Take chaturanga all the way down, elbows bent. Knees can come down to modify once again. Stretch the toes back. Inhale, pull the chest forward, roll the shoulders back, low cobra. Exhale, take it down again. Once again, inhale, lengthen forward to cobra, hug the elbows. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, once again, back bend, cobra if you want, or straight arms to up dog. Knees can be up or down. Exhale, pulling back to downward facing dog. All right, let's take the knees down again just for a moment. Lower the forearms onto the mat. Clasp the hands. Have your elbows right underneath your shoulders. And then draw your knees all the way together. So your inner knees are squeezing and your knees are still right under your hips. And then stretch the right leg straight back behind you. Just like we did on our hands, try this with the forearms out. Bend the knee, pull it into the chest. Try to lift the chest away from the ground and try to get that knee as close as you can. Then stretch the leg all the way back, pull the chest forward a bit. Exhale, take that again. Upper back rounds like cat's breath, core is engaged, push the floor away with the forearms. Inhale, stretch it back again. One more time, draw it in, press into the ground, lift the shin, and then simply take that shin down, place it right next to your left one. Take the hands apart and clasp the other way. Opposite thumb on top, and make sure there's a little space in between the palms. They're not squeezed, elbows still under shoulders, inner knees together. Stretch the left leg back on an inhale. On the exhale, press into the forearms, pull the knee up into the chest, try to lift the shin further. Then inhale, stretch it all the way back. Exhale, once again, draw the knee in, round as you get it high. Inhale, stretch it all the way back. One more time, draw the knee up into the chest. Push, push, push the forearms down. And then simply take the knee down right next to your right knee. Then unclasp the hands. Place the forearms down. Stretch the fingers wide. And then take the knees apart, hips distance. And then lift the forearms up away from the ground. Keep the hands where they are, tuck the toes, lift the knees up, come into downward facing dog. Beautiful. Now looking between the hands, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, step, or float to the top of the mat. Once you're up at the front of the mat, inhale, come up halfway with a long spine, and then exhale, fold over the legs again. Arms stretch out, inhale, press to stand, raise the hands overhead, and then draw the hands to the heart, exhaling, standing tall, top of the mat, Tadasana. All right, let's take the feet together. Hands to heart. Bending the knees, inhale, come into chair pose, anchor the heels, hips, low, low, low. Take another breath, maybe look between the hands for a moment. And then exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, stretch forward halfway to Ardha Uttanasana. Bending the knees, plant the hands, taking a vinyasa, step back to plank pose. Looking forward, shift, leaning past your wrist. Take it slow, chaturanga all or halfway, then right into a cobra or an upward facing. And then exhale, right back to downward facing. And then from downward facing dog, inhale, send the right leg all the way back, stretch it up nice and high, and then draw the knee to the chest, shift forward, step the foot all the way between the hands once again. This time, once it comes forward, maybe come to fingertips to set this up, or hands on blocks, spin the back foot 45, heel to heel is your alignment, and then inhale, rise straight up to first warrior. Arms reach to the ceiling. Torso squares forward, hips try to get a little more square to the front, and then right knee bends as the back heel and other end of the foot press. So the inner arch of the back foot doesn't collapse. And then lower your left arm forward. And reach to the fingertips a little more without leaning forward so that that left side of the body comes a little more even to face the front of your mat or the front of your knee. And then sink the front knee a little bit more. At the same time, you do pull the belly back. And then inhale, take that arm up. Maybe let the gaze follow as you reach a little higher. Take one more breath. Maybe get the hands a little closer without the shoulders touching. And then exhale, draw the hands to the heart. Lean forward, plant the hands on the mat. Lift the back heel so that you're in a high lunge. You can always wiggle it a little further back. Let's take a twist. So planting the left hand under the shoulder, the left wrist under the shoulder. Stretch your opposite right arm straight forward. So opposite arm and leg reach. And then exhale, twist to the right. So left knee can come down if needed. Left hand can be on a block if needed. And then for today, let's try this. If it's okay for the shoulder and doesn't torque it, rotate the palm back so the tricep comes closer in, and then maybe extend the arm all the way forward without it covering the face or without collapsing the chest down. So try to almost look underneath the top arm as you reach a little further. Squeeze the inner thighs closer together. And then inhale, float that right arm all the way up again. Exhale, turn to look towards the ground. Place the right hand under the shoulder. Step the right foot back to meet the left in plank. And then either shift forward, taking a vinyasa, or just making your way back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. So once again, this is where vinyasas become optional. So once you're settled back evenly into downward facing dog, go ahead and inhale, sending the left leg all the way up the back. And then on the exhale, shift forward, hold the knee all the way in, step it up and through, high lunge. And then setting up for warrior one. So right foot comes at 45, heel to heel, or perhaps a bit wider. And then inhale once you're set up with the legs. Rising straight up to hero one. Notice if the shoulders are immediately hunched. You can soften them, spin the outer upper arms in, and then take the right arm forward without leaning over the right side. Bend that, or sorry, left thigh. And then keep that knee bending, and then draw the ankle back to the spine and reach a little forward with that front right hand. See if you can get that outer right hip to come forward a bit more, and the inner right thigh to roll back. And then inhale, slowly take that arm up. Reach it up higher and higher. Draw the shoulders further and further away from the ears. Outer upper arms come in and then try to get the hands a little bit closer. Take another inhale. Hands pull through hard on the exhale. Leaning forward. Release palms down. High lunge. Then once you're set up, make sure the feet are not hips distance. You can always walk the front foot over. Right hand down. Left arm forward. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Twist into the left, hips hugging in, and then left thigh drawn further back. And if you're choosing the top arm to come overhead, make sure that it doesn't start to hunch forward. So we want to draw it away from the ear as the outer upper arm comes forward, and then extend it long to the front of the mat without it letting your chest collapse or covering the face. Maybe try to get almost underneath that arm to try to look at the ceiling a little bit more. And then very carefully raise it back up to the ceiling, open the chest. Exhale, turn to face the ground, hand down, and then step into a plank pose, following through vinyasa or pulling back downward facing. Looking forward, lifting the heels, bending the knees. Walk, step, or float forward, feet to hands. Inhale, stretch the chest forward, long spine. Exhale, folding in again, feet all the way together. With the feet centered, bend the knees, sink the hips. Inhale into the chair pose. Exhale to release, lower to the ground. Inhale to press all the way up. Exhale, hands once again, heart center. And slow the breath down a bit. In a moment, we'll probably speed it up a bit. So smooth out the rough edges. And then when you're ready, start to drift away to the heels, bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana chair. Exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, heart forward, Ardha, bending the knees, vinyasa to downward facing dog. Whenever you're ready, we'll come to that down dog. Then taking an inhale, send the right leg all the way back. On the exhale, draw the knee to the chest, step it all the way forward. Then once you're set up, heel to heel, back foot 45. Inhale once again, Virabhadrasana 1. From Warrior 1, take the arms up to a cactus. Draw the forearms forward, cross the left over the right. And just like we did in the kneeling variation, get the elbows to lift further away from your right thigh, but bend your right knee further forward and move the forearms away from the face. Hold the belly back at the same time you press the back heel. Then maybe lift the chest and gaze. Maybe start to reach higher and the fingertips maybe point a little further behind you. And then bring it forward. Uncross the arms. Stretch them out wide. Then do this. Start to reach your right arm forward, left arm back. Walk your front foot into the left of it and wind up heel to arch and then open into Warrior 2. So make a few adjustments if you need to widen the stance or whatever works for Warrior 2 so you have a long enough stance that you can bend deeply into that front thigh. And you can still maintain weight on the back heel. From Warrior 2, straighten the front leg slowly without locking the knee. Reach that hand forward, take it down, lower it to the shin or outside of the foot on a prop if you need, and raise that opposite arm straight up. So left hand reaches for the ceiling. And then squeeze that front right thigh in a bit so it doesn't jet behind you. And then lengthen the crown of the head further forward. Press into the feet, inhale from triangle, come all the way back upright. Look forward, bend that front knee again, inhale. And then reach again forward, this time side angle, forearm to thigh, or hands to outside once again, on block or fingertips, or even grabbing the ankle. And then stretch the right arm straight up. Now, wrap the tricep in and then extend the arm over the air, full Utthita Parshva side angle pose. And then inhale, raise that arm all the way up. Press into the feet, inhale, come back up to warrior two. Try to keep the front knee bent. Take another inhale. Then exhale, lower the hands to the ground. Make your way to a high lunge. And then either move through a vinyasa or pull the hips back to down dog. Then from Adho Mukha Svanasana, inhale, send the left leg all the way back behind you. As you exhale, pull the knee into the chest, step it all the way up to that high lunge. And then set up for Vira 1, back foot down, 45. Once you're up, inhale, raise the arms all the way up, front knee bending. Cactus arms, forearms come together, right over left. Wrap, if you're doing the eagle wrap, elbows high, forearms forward, left knee bending further, but navel drawing back to spine. Keeping the back body as long as possible. Inhale, lift the elbows higher without losing the bend of the knee, and then maybe find that little mini upper back bend. Pull the chest up. And then slowly bring it straight forward. Unwrap the arms, reach your left arm forward and your right arm all the way back. Walk your front foot in, adjust, maybe lengthen the stance. Find a warrior two. So in warrior two, strong bend of the front knee, digging the back heel, back left leg, back right leg very strong and straight. Continue breathing, stretching the arms further open so the chest feels nice and broad for now. And then pressing into the front foot, slowly straighten the leg, keeping the knee a little bit soft. Reach forward, take that left hand down, right arm straight up, Trikonasana. Inner thighs hug together, kneecaps lift, and then torso gets longer as it stretches forward over that front leg. From triangle, press the feet down, inhale, rise back up to stand. Look forward, sink that knee back into warrior two. Keep the strong bend as you reach forward again, and then forearm to thigh or hand outside, any amount of height you need. Left arm straight up for now. Stay connected to the back heel, push it into the back of the mat, and then take that top arm overhead. Tricep to ear without the chest collapsing. Reach all the way forward. And then reach that top arm up. Press with the feet, use the strength of the legs and the core. Inhale, back to warrior two. Take another breath. And then release it on the exhale. Lower the hands, vinyasa or not. Back to down dog. All right, from downward facing dog, take the knees down. Breathe child's pose just for a moment. Let yourself go lower a little further down. And then go ahead and lift back up to hands and knees. Draw the knees in. Take the forearms down. So lower the forearms so the elbows are under the shoulders once again. And then you can either clasp the hands again, or if it's not too challenging for the shoulders to keep the forearms parallel, that's another option too. We're going to take dolphin. So there's two different variations. One hands clasped, others forearm parallel. One may feel better than another. So whichever one you prefer, as long as the forearms parallel, the hands don't slay in. If they do clasp the hands, then draw the knees close together. And then lift the chest up away from the ground so that it doesn't collapse. Almost like you had to do that little rounding we did earlier in class. Maybe walk the knees closer to the elbows. And then once you have all of that in the small, compact sensation, curl the toes, lift the knees up and push the hips to the ceiling in dolphin. Push the forearms down, lift the head up away from the ground so that the head doesn't collapse to the hands. So that you're really engaging the shoulder girdle. Instead of the shoulders hunching forward, press them back onto the back so you feel strong and steady. Take another inhale. Then slowly take the knees down. Unclasp the hands. Maybe take a child's pose or just pause here and take that again. All right, second time for dolphin pose. So either parallel forms or clasping the hands with the opposite thumb on top to suture. Right. Knees together. Knees perhaps walk in. Scoop the belly up away from the ground. When you're ready, curl the toes. Lift the knees up, push the hips to the ceiling. Maybe walk the feet further in if you can. Without the head collapsing, consider stretching the right leg all the way up. Slowly take that foot down. Then take the left one straight up, keeping the hips square. Take that foot down, then start to walk the feet further back. Keep walking them back enough that you can come into a forearm plank. Maybe swivel the feet even further back. Feel like you're pulling your chest forward. Take another breath. Then slowly take the knees down. Slowly lower the hips. Unclasp the hands if they're clasped. And then let your forearms now be parallel so that you're in Sphinx. Elbows are under the shoulders. And then take 3 breaths here in Sphinx so that you're coiling your chest up away from the ground and drawing the shoulders toward the back of your mat. And lifting all the way to the top of the head. So head reaches to the ceiling without the head leaning back. Take another inhale. Exhale, lower the chest just a bit. Walk the hands back by the ribs. Push the hands into the mat. Inhale, coil the chest forward away from the ground. Slowly come into an upward facing dog. Once you're in up dog, lift the head up, shoulders back, chest even further forward. Then exhale right back to down dog. All right, looking forward between the hands. Lift the heels, bend the knees, walk step or float to the front. Stretch forward as you inhale with a long spine. Exhale to fold back in again. Feet come together. Bend the knees. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, drop the hips lower. Inhale, rise to sit. Exhale, hands to heart. One more flow series and we'll slow it down. Take a moment. Smooth out the breath. And bending the knees on the inhale, sink into Utkatasana. Exhale, folding forward, diving down. Inhale, stretching the heart forward, Ardha. Bending the knees, hands down, Vinyasa or Nash. We'll come back to downward facing dog. From downward facing, inhale, right leg turns straight back. On the exhale, knee to chest, pause, lift the shin higher. Inhale, stretch it all the way back again. Exhale, pull it around, use the core. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, pull it in one more time, look between the hands, step it through. Back foot 45, heel to heel. Inhale, rise straight up, Virabhadrasana 1. Cactus arms, draw them together. Left over right. Once again, elbows lift, forms forward. Then unwrap the arms, stretch them out. Reach the right arm forward, left back. Walk your front foot into center, heel to arch. Open into warrior 2. From warrior 2, let's take a reverse. Front palm up, inhale. Left arm behind the back. Take it to a little grab. See if you can maybe reach for the front hip crease and keep the front knee bending. And then inhale, come all the way back up, right? Exhale, straighten the front leg. Reach the right hand forward, take triangle pose, hand to shin or outside of the foot, left arm straight up. Now for triangle, we're gonna take the top arm overhead. Flip the palm back, tricep comes in, arm stretches forward. Try to keep that whole top side body long. Reach for the ceiling, press into the feet, inhale, back to stand. Look forward, exhale, bend the knee. Reach forward, side angle, forearm to thigh or hand to outside. Left arm straight up to the ceiling. And then flip that arm back, take the arm behind you first. Try that little kind of half wrap, see if you can lift the top shoulder up away from the ground and roll it back. Keep the front knee bending, stay on the back heel. Then unwind the arm, stretch it all the way up. Now turn the palm the other way, tricep in, then take it overhead, Utthita Parsvanathanasana. Stretch it straight to the ceiling, press into the feet, inhale, back up, warrior 2 for a beat. Exhale, take the hands to the ground, vinyasa or down dog once again. Take all of that fun stuff on the other side. All right, when you're ready, inhale, left leg stretches back. And then exhale, knee to chest, pause, lift, use the core. Inhale, stretch it back in. Exhale, bring it in, push the ground away. Inhale, stretch it back once again. Exhale, last time, get it nice and high, step it through. Set up for warrior 1, heel to heel. Inhale, arms reach up. Keep the torso long, bend the elbows. Forearms together, right over left. Eagle wrap, elbows high, forearms forward, front knee stays bent. And then unwrap, arms stretch out. Torso squares as the arms reach front to back, front foot comes into the right a bit. Lengthen the stance as needed, stretch across the chest. Warrior 2, looking forward. Flip the left palm up. Inhale, maybe take the right arm behind. Instead of the shoulder hunching forward, draw it back and try to reach a little further to the front hip or thigh or hip crease. And then inhale, come all the way up to warrior 2. Straightening the front leg. Exhale, reach out, Trikonasana. And then top arm comes overhead, so the tricep scoops in. Reach it long towards the front of the room, past the edge of your mat. And then raise it all the way up. Anchor the feet, inhale, come all the way up. Look forward, bend the knee. Reach out through that front hand, take it down. Right arm straight up. Then you're gonna wrap behind. So go ahead and take the arm behind you. Try to crawl it as close to the front hip or outer thigh as possible. And then lift that right shoulder up away from the ground, draw it behind you. Scoop this front left thigh, left hip inward. And unwrap as you reach the right arm up. Then rotate the tricep in, stretch it forward. Press the back heel a lot, really lengthen. Reach to the ceiling. Anchor the feet. Inhale back to warrior two. Look forward. Exhale. Last vinyasa. Last time for an optional vinyasa. Flow if you want. Or come to down dog. All right, walk your hands back to your feet. Come to a forward fold, the back of the mat. Clasp your elbows. And then lean down a lot. Soften the knees if needed, and then really reach the top of the head towards the floor. And let the arms go. Place the hands to the shins as you inhale, halfway up. Holding back on the exhale. Once again, rise to stand. Arms out, raise it up to the ceiling. Reach up. Hands to heart. Okay. Let's go to the wall. You have plenty of space. So we'll work to we'll do headstands since we've been doing dolphin and all these things to warm up the shoulder girdle. So we're nice and primed for a headstand. If anyone is watching at home, but I know this is being recorded, so I know you know how to do headstand, but I'll talk through it anyway. So mat at the wall. Go ahead and come to hands and knees. For anyone watching at home, if you're choosing to not invert or not do headstand, if you have neck issues, that is fine. You can choose another inversion. If you are doing headstand, you're going to take your forearms down. You're going to clasp your fingers like we did for dolphin. Make sure your knuckles are right up at the baseboard though. So I don't have a wall in front of you. Knuckles right at the baseboard. And then same setup for dolphin. Don't squeeze the palms together. Keep a little bit of space because eventually you want to be able to caress the back of your head. So before we take it any further, draw the knees together, just like we did for dolphin. Walk the knees in quite a bit. Then start to draw your chin to your chest so that you're going to lower the very top of your head, very front of the head, not the forehead, to the ground. Close enough to your hands that you're still your knuckles are still at the baseboard, you're able to cradle the upper back part of your head. You want to make sure the knuckles stay at the baseboard, and then you're holding the upper back part of your head. Make sure your elbows don't splay out. They stay pretty much right underneath your shoulders. So it's not a wide foundation, it's a little bit more narrow so that you have more stability. And then once there's any weight on the head at all, do not turn it. Make sure most of the weight stays in your forearms. Press them down, and when you're ready, curl the toes and lift the knees up. Now that you're in this basically dolphin with head on the ground, work the forearms as much as we did with the head off of the ground, but keep the top of the head with maybe just a quarter of the weight at most. Then if you're taking this any further, maybe stretch one leg straight up. And then take it down. And then switch sides. Kind of play with that. And then if you feel comfortable with that, and you're able to maintain the forearms pressing, the shoulder blades pressing on the back so they don't hunch forward, raise one leg again, and then pull it in like we did before, and try to get the hips closer to the wall. Maybe the bottom foot lifts. Then try it with the other leg. Just explore that a bit. So you're using your core to pull the hips to the ceiling, then maybe one foot goes up, and the other one, and you reach the wall, or you don't. Keep pressing the forearms, keep breathing, keep the neck stable. If you are upside down, stay only as long as you're comfortable. When you're ready to come down, draw one knee in, step it down, other foot slowly follows. So just playing with a very gentle approach to getting up and getting down so that you don't rely on momentum. Because if you try to just thrust your way up there, it's not using your core. It can also be a little dangerous for the neck. We want to keep the neck safe by using our strength to lift up instead of a kicking or flinging action. So just play with that, and if it's too much to do today, then maybe just kind of play with lifting a leg, exploring all of that strength we were working towards earlier in class. Keep pushing down, lifting the heels up, pull the belly back a bit. Sometimes that if we get a little too much of an arching in the lower back, you want to try to lift the tailbone up towards the heels. So you can always go up again if you're watching at home, if you would like to try it again, or if you're done. A few options, if you don't want to switch up an inversion and do something else, a few options to kind of ease out of a headstand are a child's pose is always a nice one to do. So I like to do a child's pose with my arms stretched forward. And then I like to lift the forehead and point my chin as far forward as I can. So I'm stretching the front of my throat. So it's like I'm trying to bring my chin between my thumbs. That can be nice, or stretching the arms out wide like wings and gently turning your head to one side and resting on one temple for a couple of breaths. And then lifting and slowly turning your head to the other side, and do that on the other side. And lifting the head, reach the arms forward once again. Lift your seat up, curl your toes and come into a down dog. And once you're in down dog, draw your chin towards your chest. Try to look at your belly button. Yeah, so it's a nice stretch for the back of the neck. All of this is kind of a nice counterbalance to a headstand, nice little release for the neck and the shoulders. And then go ahead and let the head just hang, just come to neutral. And then just walk your hands all the way slowly back to your feet once again. Just return to a forward fold, anything, just kind of hang forward for just a few breaths. And then whenever you're ready, just gently bend the knees and roll up to standing. Let's come back to our original spot. So move to a wall, move your mat back to where you need it. All right, so let's come onto our backs. Let's lie down onto the mat and then roll onto your back. Lower down, bend the knees. Rest the feet onto the mat so that your feet are hips distance. Feet are parallel, the toes aren't turned out. The ankles are right underneath the knees, so feet are close to you. And then let's do a little floating bridge first. Raise your arms, your straight arms straight to the ceiling. Press with the feet, lift the hips all the way up, and then reach the arms all the way back to the backs of the hands. Touch the ground, and the hips are at their highest point. Then push the palms up, straight arms start to lower the hips. Once the hands reach the ceiling, lower the arms down by their sides. Let's do that 4 times. Press into the feet. Lift the hips as the arms go up. Then reach back, hips high, touch the ground behind you. Exhale, hips start to lower, arms down by the sides. Press into the feet, inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, take it back down. Once you're down, anchor the feet, inhale, hips rise, arms reach. Exhale, take it all the way to the ground. One more time, press the feet, inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, lower everything back down. Keep the arms down next to you. Make sure the feet are close. Press the feet, inhale, lift just the hips as high as you can. Then scoop the shoulders underneath. Either grab the sides of the mat, clasp the fingers underneath, or grab any kind of strap, belt, or towel. Push the arms down, anchor the feet, and try to get the hips even higher. We're just taking this one traditional bridge pose. So really make it count. Try to get as much lift as you can, and then as much movement forward of the lower back. The lower back moves toward the backs of the knees. Arms press down so the chest rises and feels nice and open. And then unclasp slowly on the exhale. Return back body to the ground. Once the back body's down, walk the feet out wider. So they're not as wide as your mat. And just let the knees kind of drop towards center. And then take the arms up overhead and make a cactus shape so the elbows are bent. And then the backs of the lower arms are up. And then keep your left foot where it is. Lift your right foot and cross the outer foot to the outside of your left knee. And then use that foot to pull that knee over to the right. So this is a nice little kind of twist variation. If it doesn't feel good, if it's a little too intense for the lower back, you can just take the knees together, do a traditional twist. So any other variations, sometimes it's nice to do different variations like this. Maybe turn your head and look toward the left. And then another nice variation too. Let your left arm stretch straight up towards the wall behind you. And then take your right hand and just kind of hold your left ribs as if you're trying to spin those ribs over and try to keep the left shoulder anchored. You kind of play with just like using your hands on your body to kind of make the twist feel a little better, or a little more comfortable, or a little more intense if you like. So just kind of playing with that. If it doesn't feel good, then just have your arms relaxed. And then go ahead and take your arms back to a cactus for a moment. And then start to draw your cross legs to center. Lower the right foot back down so the foot's about as wide as the mat and the knee knocks it a bit. And then lift the left foot across the outer foot over, move the knee back, and then pull that across. Other side, maybe look to the right. And play with it. If what you did in the first side didn't work, maybe try something else. I like just extending the right arm straight overhead and just wrapping the opposite ribs. Take another breath. And then when you're ready, just slowly releasing out of that. And then draw your knees gently in toward the chest. So you're giving yourself a hug, and then rock a little bit side to side. And then when you're ready, roll to one side and just make your way up to sit. And then go ahead and sit comfortably with your legs stretched straight forward. And then flexing the feet, nice long spine, inner feet together. Stretch the arms out. Inhale, circle all the way to the ceiling, and then reach a little higher, lengthen. Take it slow, tipping forward, exhale, reaching forward all the way out, and then folding over the legs, grabbing toes, feet, ankles, calves, or looping something around. And then taking about 10 breaths here. Nice, slow, smooth inhales and exhales. slowly roll upright to 6. Scooting forward, come onto your back. And once you're all the way down, choose to finish with either a happy baby pose, just a slow rocking, or if you'd like, thread the needle, take a hip stretch. So crossing one over the other, grabbing the opposite leg, crossed over, legs flexed. Either switching sides or maybe kind of switching up what you're doing. If you're doing happy baby, any variations, stretching the legs out one at a time or both together. And taking your time, any other movements you may need, any props you want to grab to make yourself feel comfortable, start to ease into Shavasana. So letting go of any holding, any tension. And then once you're lying down and you are settled, with your eyes closed, take a nice big long inhale through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh out any last bits of tension you may be harboring. Allow yourself to rest and restore and shut off.
Thanks very much.
Thanks for joining me, Dad.
Such a nice class today. Thank you.
All right. Anyone out there, good night to you. Thanks for joining.